So the vibe of Amsterdam is, I think it really depends on what area of the city you live in.
Welcome to Amsterdam, where tulips bloom and bikes rule. But obviously, there's more to this city than canals and wooden shoes.
Life, yeah, it's quite fast-paced. It has a lot of pluses, but it has some minuses as well, like every city.
If you're thinking of moving here, you may be wondering, how expensive is housing? What is it like to work here? And can you survive the Dutch weather?
I would also say that the quality of life is pretty awesome. If you can get over the weather part, then I think this is a great place to live.
In case we haven't met yet, we're InterNations, the largest community for international people worldwide. We're bringing you the voices of our members to help you feel at home as quickly as possible. Consider this video your essential guide to living in Amsterdam. Let's get started. People move abroad for different reasons: work, love, or a new adventure. Meet Sabrina from Slovenia.
And I moved to Amsterdam more than 20 years ago because I fell in love with someone who was born and raised in Amsterdam.
And Shalana from the US.
I have lived in Amsterdam for 2.5 years, actually in the Netherlands, 2.5 years. This is my, I guess, third time to be an expat. And now I work for a global company in Amsterdam.
In general, expats seem to be quite happy in Amsterdam. It ranked 14th out of 49 cities around the world. This is based on data from over 12,000 expats in our annual Expat Insider Survey, one of the largest of its kind. So, what gives the city its unique character?
Amsterdam is small. You can reach everything quite quickly on your feet or on your bicycle. It's also very good public transportation. And everybody speaks English.
I would say anytime you get out of the main city area, it's quite, quiet and chill. There's a lot of parks.
And how safe is Amsterdam?
I feel super safe. You could probably walk through the worst neighborhood that we have here, and you'll be perfectly fine. You don't see or hear violent crime, or I don't feel like I'm going to get pickpocketed or somebody's going to come steal my phone or that my house is going to get broken into. I have never at all felt that way.
Of course, the whole country is synonymous with bicycles.
There's bike paths everywhere. You can ride literally from the north all the way to the south of the country on a bike path, and it's very, very easy.
With all that cycling, how's bike safety in the city?
And people ask me, how do you cycle here? Because it might look very unsafe. It can be unsafe, but you don't see much accidents. They are here and there, but not so much.
One of the coolest things about Amsterdam is how easy it is to get, everywhere.
You're close to everything. Zandvoort, which is I would say probably the closest beach on the Atlantic Ocean, actually on the channel, but it's a quick, I think 25 minute train ride, so everything is relatively close.
Even outside the city, you can always make biking part of your weekend adventure.
And what is also very well done is that by almost every station has a possibility that you can get an OV fee. So that means a bicycle that comes along with your abonnement with the public transportation. That's a nice way to use the public transportation, train, and then take a bike and get to your place of destination for fairly very little money. I think it's just about €5.
Speaking of convenience, a nice aspect is that you can get by with just English.
If you don't want to learn another language, you don't have to. I say that very gently because I am learning Dutch. I do think it's worth learning the language if you're going to stay here for a period of time, but there are so many expats here that everybody here speaks English.
Although, if you do want to learn Dutch, you'll need some persistence.
Dutch people are very quick to switch to English because they hear you struggle trying to speak the language, and so it doesn't give you the opportunity to learn it.
Let's move on to some potential lowlights or challenges. The main one here is housing. Amsterdam ranked 45th for housing out of 49 cities worldwide.
It is difficult to find housing. When I moved here 2.5 years ago, I was not thinking that it was going to be as difficult as it was to find a place to live.
To find accommodation is very difficult. Also for Dutch people, it's very difficult because also Amsterdam is a student city. You have a lot of universities here.
What about the cost for housing? For example, rent.
I'm single, and I would say that it is quite expensive. I can give you an example from my own personal experience. Your apartment, and I pay 1,200 euro per month. Now, I live on the outside of the city, the outskirts of the city, so I don't live in city center, but I can tell you that an apartment approximately the same size as mine in the city would easily go for 2,000 or more. So being prepared to pay something along those lines, it's going to be quite expensive.
Are there some areas that won't break the bank?
Well, affordable would be more like Buitenveldert or Diemen, and then it's really outside of Amsterdam. You have about, for example, Zaandam. It's close by Amsterdam, but it's easier to get something and it's more affordable.
Considering how tricky this topic is, any final tips regarding housing?
The best tip for you here, if there's a viewing opportunity, go see it, because if you go view the place that you're looking at, that probably gives you a 90% up chance of getting the place.
When it comes to another topic, personal finance, Amsterdam does not stand out too much, ranking just 25th out of 49 cities worldwide.
With groceries and eating out, I wouldn't say like it's super expensive. I would say it's probably on average or on par with everything that you go to any other major city, you're going to spend that. But yeah, in comparison to other European countries, I do think that it is a bit expensive for the public transportation.
Obviously, the weather is not going to be a huge draw for most people here, but how bad is it?
Yeah, the weather, a lot of Dutch people will complain that they have always very bad weather, but it's changing, it's never the same. So it's never too long rainy.
Let's just say you should prepare to buy some really good rain gear. Always have a good raincoat, always have an umbrella. I will tell you that I always carry like my little miniature umbrella because at any point in time it can rain.
Amsterdam stands out in one area especially. Any guesses? It's a great place to work. In fact, it ranked first out of 49 cities worldwide.
Job opportunities are one of the best, I would say, in Europe, or perhaps even in the world. Of course, it depends in which field are you specialized, but I think they are looking always for many people. So that's easy.
The working hours and work-life balance are great too.
Looking at my life in the US versus my life here, I feel like life here is much more calm. It's much easier. It's not so go, rush. It's more relaxed. Things will get done. It's still definitely a Western mentality, but yeah, life is more important. Life itself, friends, family is more important.
It's very balanced because Dutch people here normally, majority doesn't work full time. They work part time, or let's say they work 4 days and they are free off. And however they manage that, they might work those 4 days more or not, but they try to have free time.
A shorter work week sounds amazing. What about salaries here?
Say a good wage here, if you're a single person, 50 to 60,000 euro annually would be a good salary to start with. Obviously, anything more than that kind of helps.
I think salaries in other countries are better. That's especially if you work in London, you would earn much more. To compare with the cost of living, I think that's a bit less here than it would be probably in Germany or in Scandinavia or in England.
If you move here, how long will it take to feel at home? Well, out of 49 cities, Amsterdam ranked 24th for ease of settling in.
People are friendly. They will help you. Like if you're in the street and you have questions, they will stop and help you. They will also help you if you fall from the bicycle. To make friends is not easy because that's another step. And to make friends, that somebody would ask you to come visit him home will take quite some time.
There may be a few aspects of the culture you have to adjust to.
Dutch people are very on the side of planning. They are planners. They like to plan everything out. And if you're a spontaneous person, a lot of times it's difficult to say, hey, do you want to go grab a coffee? And more oftentimes than not, they're like, yeah, let's do it next week on Tuesday at 3:00. And I'm like, no, right now is good for me. So I find that to be a bit difficult at times.
To make things easier, join an expat community like InterNations.
InterNations is an organization that actually connects people who are based abroad. And when I came in, I liked it because people were very open and introducing themselves, and it was very easy to make contacts. And everybody's a little bit in the same situation. The majority of people are from abroad. So also, InterNations is also a nice place for local people because local people like to meet international people as well. So it's kind of nice mixture.
What kinds of things can you do with InterNations?
InterNations in Amsterdam is quite active. I would say there's events, there's more than probably 3 or 4 events every week, easily. And there's tons of different groups within the InterNations platform that you can look at, be it outdoors or a food group or a sailing group or the outdoor active group. I'm actually a consul for 2 different groups here.
Finding international people with similar interests will make a huge difference.
It's an amazing opportunity to get out of your box and meet different people from different places, and I think it enriches your life culturally. If you want to say spiritually, like it really broadens your horizons. And I've made some really nice friends out of the group.
If you want to try out an InterNations event to meet expats in Amsterdam, click the link in the description to join. And there you have it, our best insider tips. Thanks to Shalana and Sabrina for sharing their perspectives. Don't hesitate to make Amsterdam your new home.
Just do it. Be like Nike and just do it. I'm definitely a person who likes to take a leap of faith, and I think it's good to do that. And I think this is a country that is easy to assimilate into, simply for the fact that Dutch people, I would say, are pretty welcoming.
You could end up building an amazing life here for a year or 2 or more.
I have been living here happily for so many years. Of course, with ups and downs. Amsterdam is one of the best places for when you are looking for another city. I think that's one of the best places in Europe.
For more videos like this, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next city.